There's a certain kind of storm out west. An eerie calm foretells its coming, with a thunderous rumbling like the sound of 1,000 hooves pounding the plain. So close you can feel it. You're far from calm before this storm, and before you can blink, you're blown away. Like the stinging tip of a cracking whip, hurling you 150 feet straight up, throwing you through a loop and barreling you back to the ground on tracks of steel. It's a raging whirlwind of a coaster. And then it passes. Think lightning never strikes twice? Ride it again. Storm Runner, the all-new, revolutionary hydraulic launch coaster is here. Experience vertical horsepower. Only at Hershey Park. Call 1-800-HERSHEY or visit HersheyPark.com.
Top of the dates to the enthusiasts. I'm Sky Guy R12 Turn, and I just want to say, thank you so much for a year of subscribers that I have so far. If you didn't know, a year ago at the time of this video being published, I uploaded my first video called
Imagine Riding Storm Runner!
And it didn't take long to get one of my first subscribers. Special shout out to Coaster Creation TV. They make great creations on their channel and deserve their plus 1K subscribers. Link to his channel will be in the description. It wouldn't be until almost 2 months where I uploaded my next video, but let's not get off topic. So, after 1 year of my first video being on YouTube, I thought it would be a good idea to do another in-depth review on Storm Runner. Not to mention, this is my 100th video. So now you really know that this is a milestone. But before we get into it, I would like to remind you to please click that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos. It motivates me to make more content for you guys and means the world to me for my ultimate goal of 100,000 subscribers. And hey, if you can get me to 500 subscribers before the end of 2022, I'll go live. I pinky promise you. Pinky. Anyways, I feel grateful for the amount of subscribers I have, even though my goals can be a little too high. Thank you anyway for somewhat over 200 subscribers. Storm Runner is a steel launch coaster located at Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania, United States. It was manufactured by Intamin, arguably the best coaster manufacturer for coaster enthusiasts. In 2002, Intamin was hired to build a replacement for Knott's Berry Farm's problematic Windjammer surf racers. This coaster had a dueling aspect just like the coaster it replaced, Wacky Soapbox Racers, and in a sensible way, the replacement for Windjammer surf racers was themed to racing, specifically a unique and fancy... Okay, I don't know what the name of that car is, but if you can comment down what it's called, thank you. This was Accelerator, the first coaster with a hydraulic launch. This is a launch that consists of several hydraulic fluid chambers, compartments separated by a piston, and launch cables attached to an engine. This is a launch we enthusiasts love and arguably our favorite, but these make coasters really unreliable. And one time during testing, the launch somehow functioned for the train to go over 100 miles per hour. Very extreme for a roller coaster that's 205 feet tall, right? The next year, Cedar Point would go all out and open the world's tallest and fastest coaster at the time, Top Thrill Dragster.
You serious?
Hershey Park just opened Roller Soaker. Probably just as problematic as that coaster, but their next coaster would be nowhere near as hard to maintain. After the success of the two Intamin accelerators, Hershey Park decided to install one of theirs, but it wouldn't be the accelerator that you'd think. May 8, 2004. Hershey Park opened Storm Runner, which became the first Intamin accelerator with inversions. It stood at a top height of 150 feet, running to 75 miles per hour, a total length of of 2,600 feet, max drop of 180 feet, has 3 inversions, max angle of descent at 90 degrees, pulls a total of 5 Gs, and, in my opinion, the latest and greatest ride in the park. Sure, these aren't impressive stats compared to its sister coaster, and especially the world's first full-circuit coaster to overcome 400 feet. But remember what Maverick taught us. Stats aren't everything, and you'll see what Stormrunner has up its sleeve. Oh, not to mention Stormrunner had different restraints from the Intamin accelerators before it. These hard over-the-shoulder restraints. I've ridden King to Cobb with those, and while I didn't think they were really bad, they did limit the airtime. Nope, not the top hat or the speed hill. Thankfully, they downgraded to the soft strap over the shoulder restraints in 2016. Like I said in my review of the coaster to its right, Jolly Rancher Remix, I brought up my day that year where I rode that and Skyrush for the first time. Again, I was trying to conquer the coasters there, but unfortunately, I failed to do so on 2 coasters. And one of them was Stormrunner. I waited in line like usual, but the nerve was big, and it got worse when I was in the station. It was really intimidating me, and when I was in the row queue alongside the gate next to the train, I chickened out. But you may be telling me, Sky Guy, why did you chicken out? First, the launch. Like pretty much all Intamin accelerators, Stormrunner has a powerful launch, hence why it's arguably our favorite kind of launch. It's more intense than coasters like Thunderbird and Furious Baco. But that wasn't the only thing that made it difficult. It was the inversions. As you may or may not know, I don't want inversions on a roller coaster. You can blame that on my earliest rides on Super Duper Looper. I didn't like the loop. And that's something I've held on to today, and that this, Fahrenheit, and Great Bear that Skyrush doesn't. In October of 2019, Stormrunner would give its last riders before closing down for a while, as there came a lawsuit between a father who tried to sue the park after his 19-year-old son almost died on the coaster. And the COVID-19 pandemic didn't help. Hershey Park managed to have a legible 2020 season with the expansion of Chocolate Town starting in July, but Stormrunner would never open. But the next year, June 11th, 2021, Stormrunner opened after the lawsuit. Guests were so happy to finally experience it once again. And I remember, my friend Grant, aka Hershey Park Enthusiast, which I've probably said that the 3rd time on this channel, was still in that classic phase where he loved Stormrunner to the point where he treated it like his wife. And I guess that started a trend in the coaster community. Quote unquote, marrying a roller coaster is probably the closest you can get to having the biggest love for a coaster out of any person in the entire world. And Grant held that until January 2022. Anyways, I couldn't emphasize enough of how happy he was about Stormrunner's reopening, even before Hershey Park confirmed that. And I'll put those shorts right here.
Just wanted to give a message to the haters out there who are against me and Stormrunner marrying. Get out. Because I told Stormrunner yesterday, if you love me, please...
not get out.
I told Stormrunner yesterday, if you love me, please open, and... Stormrunner is testing. I'm so excited. I'm going to be at the park today, and I'm going to try to get some footage of it testing. Of course, I'm going to upload that for you guys. If you guys are going to be at the park and want to meet up with me, let me know. Oh, I'm so excited. Stormman! Hey guys, what's up? It is Hershey Park Enthusiast. So I just heard some exciting news. There's a small chance that, I don't know. Stormrunner might open tomorrow! Yes! So if you can't tell, you guys, I'm a little bit excited. Stormrunner has officially been teased by the park to be opening tomorrow. Weather permitting, according to Hershey Park, this beautiful red machine is going to open. And oh my gosh, I cannot even describe with words how excited I am. As you guys can probably tell earlier in the video, I am a little bit excited. So, let's break this down. First of all, we thought that there were going to be 2 weeks to speculate. We were speculating 2 weeks for the testing, but apparently Hershey Park just worked extremely fast and got everything working in this short amount of time, which is absolutely phenomenal. I am so excited to be getting some awesome rides on the best coaster at Hershey Park. Yes, I said it. You can hate me. I don't care. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Hope to see you all at the park soon, and hopefully we can all be experiencing vertical horsepower on Storm Runner. Now get ready, here we go.
Okay, back to what happened that day. He, as well as JD, aka the Hershey Addict, and Ryan, aka the Rye Guy, were there to marathon it for hours upon hours, but I think we noticed something different to how it used to run. As you may know, Storm Runner has this beloved voice you hear just outside the station quickly going through rules and says just before you launch,
Get ready, here we go.
Before the lawsuit, Storm Runner launches immediately after the go, but now you have a slight delay. Don't ask me why. And I just like to bring this up to you guys. Is it just me, or is that voice really supposed to be that badass looking horse on the logo? I never got to ride Storm Runner without the delay, or the day it reopened just as planned, but my first ride did come soon after, and I just loved it. It was my first launch coaster, and it was an amazing introduction to what launches on roller coasters feel like. Now with all that said, let's get into the ride experience, because what else can I say before we do that? That's what I thought. Once ride operators have it all clear, the train slowly rolls through a chicane to the launch track as that voice quickly goes through the rules. The catch car is attached to trains, and you wait for a few seconds before you slightly inch backwards as the hydraulic launch is ready. Next, you launch from 0 to 72 miles per hour into a 150 foot tall top hat. Riders in or close enough to the front get a burst of airtime as you crest, while the other side gets sustained airtime all the way down its drop, starting near the top at the top hat. After the top hat is when you reach your top speed of 75 miles per hour. Yes, your top speed isn't reached on the launch. Go figure. Then you go up into an element that's the world's only one of its kind, a Cobra Loop. It's 135 feet tall, but Storm Runner still pulls decent forces, and you can't deny how it feels when you're at the top of it. And for those who want to understand a bit more, think of the Cobra Loop like an Immelman. A difference is that going out of the element, the banking is pretty different. And notice how the shape of the track going 180 degrees isn't circular? I know, there's things that just can't add up in life. After that, you dive to the trees, but then go back up again into an airtime hill. Every row gets an airtime on the element. But next up is probably my favorite inversion I've ever experienced, the Flying Snake Dive. Like the Cobra Loop, this was an element introduced on only one coaster anywhere, but in 2021, the Ride to Happiness opened with one. And that's arguably considered the best inversion ever on a roller coaster. But I'm pretty sure most of you can agree that the original Flying Snake Dive is marvelous and indeed badass, right? Every row will flow out of the seat for a moment as long as you're not stapled, and then dive like a snake, continuously banking while descending until you reach the bottom. It's just an amazing inversion. And don't be surprised if this is one of your favorites. Well, unless you care about the restraints, that is. Call me crazy, but I actually like these restraints because at least they give me enough room for airtime. And here's another controversial thing. I like these more than the GCI Millennium Flyers. Yup, if you want me to make videos sharing controversial opinions, just comment down and I'll likely release one. Anyways, back to the ride experience. From then on, you'll run through this banked S-bend, and I like it, of course. It's like those Epps curves on Pantheon, but don't expect this to be as good. Though the front row is best because of the speed. All rows get a rapid bank change contrasting the intense and fast experience. Lastly is this something. It makes the train adjust to the final brakes, and sadly, I don't know if you get airtime on this, so be aware. The final brake run kicks in, and you're in awe of what you just experienced. Finally, Stormrunner slowly turns left and into the chicane supposed to lead to ending the 50-second ride cycle. Sure, 50 seconds isn't a long ride experience, but just because the ride is short doesn't mean it's not a standout coaster. And in my opinion, Stormrunner has the second most unique layout of any coaster anywhere. Cobra Loop, Flying Snake Dive, you'll have a lot of fun on Stormrunner. It's one of the most fun roller coasters I've ridden. How about the color scheme? Stormrunner has red track with white supports and yellow trains, and though it's not my favorite color scheme in the park, I think it isn't bad. What is a complaint I have with Stormrunner is the theming. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Theming can make or break a ride. If it's theming that I like or I'm okay with, the ride gets points. But if the theme is something I mind, the ride loses points. Stormrunner's theming, while it's not something I mind, is a lack thereof. I explained this in my Jolly Rancher Remix review. One of Hershey Park's sections is called Pioneer Frontier. Of course, it's themed to the Wild West. And sure, horses and barns go well with that theme, but the horse is just formed from a thundercloud in the logo, and the barn that's used in the station is red and white? It's not a big complaint because at least two have something to mix with. Now let's get into the name. Most coaster enthusiasts think this is Hershey Park's best name for their roller coasters, and I don't blame them. The storm has theme with the logo, and you can hear the sound effects on the speakers if you listen closely. And Runner? Well, it goes fast, it launches, and maintains almost all that speed until you hit the brakes. Great name, Hershey Park. And finally, something that I want to talk about is the setting. Stormrunner is visible through the Hershey Park skyline, and is probably most comparable to the Hershey's Chocolate Factory right next to the park zoo. Don't ask me why. It also dominates Pioneer Frontier. So this setting, great too. And now it's time to give the official score. And for Stormrunner at Hershey Park, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. This is Hershey Park's second best ride in my opinion. And until RMC Wildcat opens, it'll most likely stay that way. It's the park's only launch coaster, which is a must-do when you visit. If you don't believe me, make sure you ride it on a good day and in the front row. Now I know, you may be telling me, what? The front row? But Sky Guy, how's it better in the front than the back? Like I said, it goes fast, so you'll love the sense of speed. And sure, you may get more whip on the Flying Snake Dive and Top Hat. But it's enough to give it a match, right? Oh, and just be aware that like all Intamin accelerators, Stormrunner can't operate when it rains. Ironic, I know. But that's going to conclude my in-depth review of Stormrunner. Thanks a lot to everyone who watched this video all the way through, and subscribe to the channel after a year of starting to make vids. I strongly look forward to anyone who'd be interested in checking me out, and this is just the beginning. Again, I have this ultimate goal on YouTube for 100,000 subscribers, so it would mean the world to me if you can click that subscribe button. It motivates me to make more content for you guys and is free. Oh, and if I can get to 500 subscribers before 2023 starts, I'll go live. Pinky Promise. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like it and comment down what are your thoughts on Storm Runner. Is it your favorite Intamin accelerator in America? Favorite ride at Hershey Park? This is your chance to speak up to me. Please don't forget to check me out on Instagram, where you can follow me, and Roblox, where you can friend/follow me and have the rare chance of playing a Roblox game with me. Once again, thank you so much, not just for watching, but coming all this way with being a subscriber of mine. And as always, I hope you enjoy Sky Rush once you get the chance to ride